Tacoma News at 11 o'clock starts right now. New at 11 tonight, heart-stopping video, and it is difficult to watch. It shows the moment right after a Tacoma police officer appears to have run over at least one person with their cruiser and possibly hit several others while trying to clear people from an intersection.
There is no word on their condition just yet, but we are hearing from witnesses. We know a large crowd of people and vehicles were blocking the intersection at 9th Street and Pacific Avenue in Tacoma, where this investigation is now centered. Tacoma's Cole Miller is there, and Cole, those witnesses clearly shaken tonight.
Michelle, they are. They tell me they are horrified with what they saw. One man calling it demonic, like something out of a Hollywood film. And tonight we know that the Pierce County Force Investigation Team is handling this investigation. Right now, still a lot of officers down here at this scene. A large chunk of Pacific Avenue remains closed as they look over what happened. And within the last hour, we have learned that the man who was run over did not die. But beyond that, we don't know anything more about what kind of shape he's in. A Saturday night sideshow in downtown Tacoma. Drivers taking turns spinning donuts, the smoke filling that intersection. And when a police officer shows up, that crowd moving in and the cop backing up.
People start going to the cop cars, they're yelling at him.
Then flooring the SUV, slamming into that group, one man getting run over.
It was literally so crazy. He had tire marks all over his body, belly out. His shoes were off. It was like something out of a movie.
Corey Lee was driving by when he saw all of this happen.
It looked like something out of a zombie movie, honestly. If you see a zombie movie and you imagine you're trying to get away from a bunch of zombies, you run them over.
From a nearby parking garage, those tire marks in the street. A massive police response soon followed. This cruiser with its back window smashed. It's unclear if that was the one being driven when all of this went down.
Plowed right through them, full force.
Junior Ruiz was heading back home when he stumbled upon it, watching it play out.
He hit a pretty big, I want to say a group of 20 people.
In a release, Tacoma police say that officer was fearing for his safety, and while trying to extricate himself from an unsafe position, he drove forward and then called for medical aid. The interim chief saying, quote, "I am deeply concerned that our department is experiencing another use of deadly force incident. I send my thoughts to anyone injured." And back out here live along Pacific Avenue. Throughout the night, I've been reaching out to Tacoma police, trying to get some clarification as to what the interim chief meant in that statement, saying that he's disappointed that there's been another use of deadly force incident. Again, within the last hour, Tacoma police confirmed that the man who was run over did not die. We'll continue to push for those answers. We are waiting to hear from that Pierce County Force Investigation Team. We were told about a half hour ago that they would be addressing the media. So far, no sign of that just yet. But once we do learn more, we'll be sure to pass all of that along. Live tonight in Tacoma, Cole Miller, Como News.
A lot more details to come. Cole, thank you.
Now at 11, chaos in Tacoma tonight when police responded to this scene. We have the latest details in a live report. I'm Vanessa Mashanya. That story and a very contagious new strain of COVID-19, first detected overseas, has now been found in Snohomish County. You're watching King 5 News. We lead the newscast with breaking news, a chaotic scene in Tacoma where police responded to street racers and then a police cruiser hit someone in the crowd. Our Tony Black is live in Tacoma. So, Tony, what happened?
Yeah, good evening to you, Vanessa. There's still a large police presence out here in this area. We got an update from the Tacoma police about an hour ago. The bottom line is that a Tacoma police officer in his vehicle ran over a crowd of people on these Tacoma streets here tonight. Now, as for what happened earlier tonight, there was a large crowd on the corner of 9th and Pacific Avenue here in Tacoma. Reports of them doing some street racing and some donuts. You can see through social media video that we got as well, that doing donuts and other moves. By 6:45, Tacoma police were called with reports of hundreds of people and cars in the intersection, and that is when things changed dramatically, according to witnesses and videos. And we want to warn you, what you are about to see is graphic. So we have blurred the video as it is graphic, but you'll be able to see a Tacoma police vehicle roll over this crowd of people. In particular, one person in particular you see right under the tires, front and rear tires. It is not clear why they were on the ground or why they were around the car there, but we spoke to two witnesses who said it was absolutely clear that an officer had ran over someone.
About the time I turned the camera and noticed what was going on, you could see him kind of lift up on his front, go over the first, or go over, on his front tires, and then kind of figured he was going to stop, and then he just kept going, saw his back tires go over him. And
you can see the person under the car actually turn from the tire going over towards the back.
Now, tonight, the interim police chief sent this statement saying that he is concerned about their department experiencing another use of deadly force incident, sending his thoughts to anyone who was injured in tonight's event, and is committed to our department's full cooperation in the independent investigation and to assess the actions of the department's response during the incident. Now, again, that police presence is still here, and they will be out here for some time. So we are waiting. We're waiting. Noted in the police presence that they did not have any information about the possible victims so far in this case. Vanessa?
So, Tony, the video is hard to watch, but it doesn't give the entire picture of what happened. So was there any indication that the police officer behind the wheel felt threatened at all?
In the press release from Tacoma Police, they did say that the officer felt fearful for his life and was unable to back up. You see in some of the videos that are posted on social media, there's a large crowd of people around him, and then the officer just accelerates forward. Now, I did ask the two witnesses after that release came out if they felt from what they saw that the officer was in a position where he really had no other option. They said that the officer was in an extraordinary situation. However, he is in a line of work where he's trained to handle it. They believe that he could have inched forward until the crowd dispersed, but he sped forward initially when the wheels drove over the pedestrian, then slowly drove over him with the back wheels. It appears he was too focused on the pursuit, made a mistake, but then committed to his mistake and tried to continue the pursuit. So that is from the witnesses that you just heard from on our story here a little bit earlier, but they have their take, and we will obviously give you the latest information as it comes. But for now, here in Tacoma, I'm Tony Black, King 5 News.
A story we certainly will keep up with, Tony. Thank you so much.
We start with that breaking news in Tacoma. Police say the man run over by an officer has non-life-threatening injuries, but his condition is unclear. KIRO 7's Ryan Sims joins us live near South 9th and Pacific tonight. Ryan, police say the officer was responding to cars and people blocking the intersection.
Yeah, that's right. They say the officer in question was responding to that incident when people surrounded his cruiser, started banging on his windows. Police say that officer was simply, in their words, trying to avoid an unsafe situation. Now, for what it's worth, take a look at really kind of the main stretch of downtown Tacoma. Still a very considerable response here as video of this incident goes viral around the country.
A terrifying image shows the moment a Tacoma police officer appears to be running over a man. KIRO 7 froze the video the second before the back wheels go over him because it's too graphic to show. But people who saw this incident in person say it's something that'll stick with them for a very long time.
I saw the cop car roll over a mountain of people.
Oh, I was shocked, I was shaking, I was confused, I was scared. This officer just ran this group of people over and then fled the scene.
Witnesses tell KIRO 7 several groups of people had gathered here to watch drivers do donuts in the street. When police showed up to stop it, witnesses say a group of people surrounded one of the officer's cars, and that's when everything spiraled out of control.
I want justice for the people that just got injured. Squad car 2815 needs to be held accountable.
In the aftermath of this incident, tensions simmered between Tacoma police and those still on the scene. As you see in this shot, police made at least one arrest.
But at that point, everybody just kind of lost their minds.
Beyond the worry for those who may have been hurt here, witnesses say they are outraged that something like this has happened.
Because if that was any of us that were out here that did that, we would be sitting in jail right now getting booked. So that badge should not save him.
And back live once again right now, it's not yet known how badly anyone was hurt in this incident. In a statement to us tonight, though, Tacoma police, the chief said he was worried that his department is once again experiencing another use of deadly force case. Given that one of their own was involved in this incident tonight, Tacoma police have turned over this investigation to the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. We're live in downtown Tacoma this evening. Ryan Sims, KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Ryan.